Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 345. And away we go.
So get a shot, what? Is that the best that you got? We about to go live, are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, what? Is that the best that you got? We about to go live, are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Putty, joined once again, Mr. Marcus Schwann. Marcus, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, man. What a week.
Yeah.
What a week. You ever have one of those weeks where it feels like it's like 5 weeks wrapped in one?
Yeah, constantly.
I feel like it ages you, man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
How was yours, man?
My week actually wasn't that bad. You know, still getting used to the new job, still getting acclimated. But it's going slow, but it's much better than where I was, so I'm still enjoying life. Ending 2023 on a high note, surprisingly. So far, so good. This is our last show of the year, too, so we're going out on top, buddy. We're going out on top. How you been?
So you said, like, you know, in the beginning of 2023, you were like, this is not my year.
For the first 11 months,
you
it wasn't, yes.
You said that, like, from, like, day one.
Yes, I did.
Like, the first hour.
Damn right.
Of the new year. Now, do you feel like, all right, it's wrapped up, it's shaping up to have like a really nice 2024? Do you feel that way?
The potential is there. It's on me to make it happen.
I love that answer.
Because this whole year,
whole
year has sucked. Every month something has gone wrong, or something I've not been good, feeling good, or something's been off. So now here we are. I know I need to do some changes in my life, and I just got to pull the trigger on them going into next year, now that the toxicity, the negativity, and that black cloud is not on my shoulders anymore. Hopefully I get the motivation to make 2024 a good year for me. And the show.
Hell yeah. And the show. How can we forget?
Yeah.
Right? Love that you said that, Putty, man. Like, it's inspiring.
I aspire to inspire.
There it is. I set you up for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a nice 2024 for myself as well. This is the last show, you said, of the year?
Yeah, next weekend's...
Is that right?
Next weekend's Christmas. The weekend after that, New Year's. I'm like, oh, shit. We ran out of time to do the putties. We have to wait till next year.
Wow, man. Yeah, that just flew by.
Yeah, I've been so wrapped up with everything. I totally didn't look at the calendar. So the putties will be in 2024. I think they did that this year, too. So wait till maybe the first show of January. But yeah, man, this last month has been flying by. It's almost Christmas.
I'm not ready for that.
Oh, no.
I'm not ready for that at all.
Neither am I. Did I tell you my new job fucked me over?
Your new job fucked you over?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something with the pay?
Yeah, so
right?
So this Christmas is going to be rough, so I'm not ready for it either. So this Christmas is going to, maybe New Year's will be good. Happy New Year's.
Dude, let me tell you, man, I am not looking forward to the bouncing around of the families. Listen, love both families. They're great. Awesome human beings. They're great with my daughter and all. It's just a lot. It's just sometimes a little overwhelming. Especially, like, you know, my parents, my in-laws, they don't live 10 minutes apart from each other. So you see one, you have to see the other. There's a lot of pressure there for that. And, you know, my daughter gets there's a lot of stimulation there, you know, and it amps her up a bit. Sleep just doesn't happen during that point. So everyone's cranky. Just not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all.
Doesn't that suck? Like, it's supposed to be Christmas. You have a baby. It's supposed to be, like, the most magical time of the year for you. But the family ruins everything. Ugh.
But, like, she doesn't really understand it. You know, I mean, like, so today I picked her up at daycare. Apparently they were doing this whole Santa cookies celebration thing, right? And I go over there, you know, to try to, you know, introduce her to Santa. She wants nothing to do with him.
No.
At all.
Neither did I.
No interest.
Fuck that. Too young, too scary.
I think that's what it was. And plus, a lot of kids there. So again, this overstimulated type of deal. She's like kind of sitting back, looking around, like, what's going on here? Why is this guy in a red outfit who definitely does not look like Santa, by the way? So yeah, I'm sure she was like lots of questions going on in her head. And she doesn't really understand this stuff. Not yet. I don't think it's going to get really exciting for us until like she knows what's up.
Probably at 4 or 5, that's when it kicks in, right?
Right.
My friend's kid was about your daughter's age, maybe 3. They took him to go see Santa in the mall. And what happens? The kid has a meltdown.
Of course.
So one of my favorite pictures they sent me with the kid crying on Santa's lap, reaching out towards mom. And God love him, that was their Christmas card. The kid crying on Santa's lap.
They probably had no other options.
One of my favorite cards. It was great.
Like, we don't really have options for our Christmas cards at all. We had to kind of do like a makeshift one. And it turns out it's not even going to get out in time. So, like, what's the point? Christmas, I don't understand Christmas cards. I don't get it. My wife is really big into it.
Yeah, man.
I personally don't get it.
I did it for like 3 years in a row, 4 years, consistently. And then I'm like, why? No one cares about me. I'm just signing my name to it. I'm not writing a message. I'm not putting a picture. I'm just taking a generic card, signing my name to it. Why bother? No one cares.
Like, what? Like, I send a text. That's what I do. I send a text Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, sup, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever. And that's about that.
I don't mind getting the cards of the photos, especially if it's the babies and kids. And like 4 families send me the pictures. I hang them up, display them for like 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, that Christmas is over. Bye. So I don't mind getting them. It's just I'm by myself. No one wants to. Like I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm sending a picture.
Right.
I'm sending my name to a card, so no one wants to see that.
Like, and if I don't get one, right. If I don't get one from you, I'm not going to be insulted. Like, all right, cool, fine, so be it. Like, who started this whole trend? Hallmark, right? It's Hallmark. Yeah, of course. That's always the answer.
If I didn't get one from you, I wouldn't be offended until you just said you're sending them out. So if I don't get one, I will be offended now. Just want to make it on record.
Well, my wife is in charge of this. I'm not in charge of it.
Under the bus.
Yeah, well, it's the truth.
Before we go on to what's trending, just confirming yet again, the phones are listening because, it's only 3 times, but it's compared to 0 in the last couple months. 3 Instagram reels were about Moana. I'm like, what the hell is this? And that wasn't a trending topic, but now all of a sudden, I'm getting Moana reels? And I guess that wasn't trending. Mark, please tell it what was trending.
All right, Putty. Let's start off with some news here. Russell Purist. According to sources in AEW, many within the company have been pushing for the signing of Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, and there have been multiple creative pitches made for him. One of the pitches included him being one of CJ Perry's clients. Interesting choice. Putty, what do you think about this? Does Dolph Ziggler have anything left to prove at this point? Like, why should he go to AEW and why?
Why not?
Fair enough.
Does Edge have anything left to prove? No. They're going for another chapter in their career. Dolph Ziggler was underutilized, probably the best wrestler in that roster. Underutilized, probably the most underutilized. Let's go to AEW. Let's give him a chance there. Let him be used for a couple months before he's regulated to his tag team with his brother. But, let's see what happens. I'm excited about this. He has a lot left in the tank. What, prove? No. I think his resume speaks for itself. He's a Hall of Fame candidate already. Best of luck. Hope he does well. See you, buddy.
I disagree. I feel like there's a big difference between Adam Copeland and Dolph Ziggler. Adam Copeland had years, almost a decade, taken away from him because of a neck injury. And he still felt like he had stuff to prove. Right? And so he's really enjoying all the time he's got left in the tank here. Dolph thankfully, never had an injury that severe where it was taken away from him. Dolph Ziggler has accomplished a lot in wrestling. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to say, oh, well, he should have been a world champion a lot longer. Well, yeah, I agree. But he was still a world champion at one point in WWE. And I don't necessarily know if it's a guarantee that he'll be a world champion in AEW.
He's not.
Exactly. Right away. That was your gut reaction.
Yeah.
Most likely not. Dolph Ziggler has other things going on with his life. He is a stand-up comedian. Dolph Ziggler is a contributor to, whether you like it or hate it, Fox News. Like he has a lot of different outlets for him to go to. What else is there for him to do in wrestling? There's a lot of other ways for him to make that money.
But you act. You're an actor. You act because it's your passion. You have other stuff on your plate too, but your first and foremost is acting. Maybe wrestling is his passion. Wrestling is his number one. Yeah, on the side he'll be a stand-up comedian. On the side he'll do investment advice or whatever he's doing with Fox News. But number one is he wants to be a professional wrestler. He grew up wanting to be a professional wrestler. So yeah, if he has opportunities there for him to take it, he's going to fucking take it. And I support him in doing that. Let's do this, buddy. Come on. Let's come back to the WWE in a couple months, a couple years, where this contract is. Yeah, good for you. Follow your heart, follow your passion, be a dream chaser, as Dave Bautista says, and do you, buddy.
What does AEW have to offer him, though? That's the thing. What is missing in his career that he wants to do? Especially we have some news coming up about AEW that we're going to get into a little later here. But AEW is kind of losing some leverage. They have a money problem. We saw that they lost $34 million in earnings this year. Okay. I think the number was. They have a shitload of talent, not enough time. Well, why? Other than to team with his brother to help maybe give his brother that rub
to do what he loves to do. That's why I'm.
There are other ways for him to do it. There are other ways for him to do it though. Like what? Look, he could do the Matt Cardona route. Him and Matt Cardona are very good friends.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Matt Cardona is making a killing on the indies and doing his own thing. Dolph Ziggler can very well do that. Look, he's already got a show January 20th in Puerto Rico that he's doing.
Okay.
Or, actually, you're probably not going to believe I'm going to say this. He could go to TNA, where he could probably be a world champion there.
Yeah, easily. Easily there.
Like, that's more. There's more for him to do in TNA than AEW, I believe.
Okay. But he loves wrestling. I don't care where he goes. Just do what you want to. Do what you love. Mark, do what you love. AJ, do what you love. Putty, do what you love. Dolph Ziggler, do what you love. Don't listen to Mark Schwann raining negativity. Just do what you want to do, buddy. And he wants to go to AEW, let him go to AEW. Maybe he wants to hang out with his brother. Maybe he wants to wrestle with his brother. What's wrong with that?
Maybe. And if that's the case, awesome. Yeah. So be it. Be it.
I don't want people are just looking down their nose at this move. I'm like, do you, buddy?
I'm not necessarily looking down. It's just like, what does he have left to prove?
I've seen people say that comment. He has nothing left to prove, but he wants to do what he loves to do. He
definitely has stuff left in the tank. That's for sure.
What's left to prove? I don't know what he has left to prove, but he still loves doing this. Why take it away from him? Let's him keep doing what he loves to do. As a kid, if I wanted to be a pro wrestler and I was fired, AEW gave me a contract. I'm like, I could be on a weekly TV show. Yeah, maybe 2 with fucking Ring of Honor. Yeah, I'll take that deal. If I love wrestling so much.
However, though, AEW is not his only option, though, as we can see right now.
Oh, of course, any option is, especially if you sign with AEW. It's not an exclusive deal. You can go to New Japan. You can still do indies, but then with AEW, you're on a TV, nationally, global television, week in and week out.
Well, I think that's a good segue here.
Good luck, buddy.
To get into the next topic regarding AEW, Putty. The hits just keep on pouring for them right now. So, according to the news report right here, Putty, let me get this up here. Inside the Ropes at inside_the ropes. According to a new report from Nick Hausman, there is a vibe that Tony Khan and AEW are in danger of not being renewed by Warner Brothers Discovery on TBS or TNT. Man, that is rough. Putty, if AEW does lose its TV deal with Warner Brothers, how does that affect wrestling as a whole?
Depends on where they land. They're going to land somewhere else.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Not good reports.
How often we talk about how this is a great time to be a wrestler? The business is thriving. Just because AEW might not be. The market is there for wrestling. CW. Changing their whole fucking identity and bringing on wrestling. Because they want to be a live action or live sports network all of a sudden. So I don't believe this is going to happen. But if some reason it does, they'll end up somewhere else. I'm not worried about that.
Apparently, there's rumblings that Warner Brothers may be in play for WWE.
Yeah. Also heard that WWE is willing to waive their exclusivity deal. So I don't see that happening either. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we could talk about forever. But if AEW does end up losing the Turner networks, they'll end up somewhere else.
The question is, I mean, like, listen, Impact will end up somewhere else, right?
Yeah, but Impact, again, Impact only there because they own that network.
Right.
Tony Khan could buy Khans could buy another network or whatever network they do own. I'm sure they do own one of them.
I'm sure they could do that. They have the money to do so, but like, how well will it do? That's the question.
Or take the forefront, be the flag bearer with streaming and online deals, and just go that route. That's what Impact did for a while until they found a TV deal. Mm-hmm. I forgot. I think it was Pop. They went to Pop TV, what it was then called. I'm not sure what it's called now. But yeah, so even if AEW has to go on online exclusivity for a year or two, they'll find their home again.
Right, but this would hurt AEW for sure.
It'll be a little bump, big bump, yeah, but they'll land on their feet.
It's a big bump. Like I think they would definitely.
Again, if Impact's still in business for 20-something years.
Okay, that's the thing. Okay, Impact's still in business. Great, fine. Yeah. AEW's still going to be in business. Fine. I'm not saying that AEW is going to completely close up shop and that's it.
I've said that before.
It's over for them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is AEW, I think, then loses standing as a viable number 2 to WWE. That's what I'm saying. I think WWE just outright wins at that point.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, some people don't even consider it a viable number 2 because, like I said, the downward skid they're on. But if they lose a major international TV deal, yeah, they would definitely be on the level of Impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's major. That is a ripple effect all throughout wrestling. Like, no matter which way you slice it. Because at a certain point, then you have to look, okay, AEW, they definitely would have to cut back on funds, which means they have to cut back on talent, which means then there's going to be a lot more talent that are not signed as opposed to being signed.
Or just sell off Ring of Honor. This is ridiculous, having both of them.
Eric Bischoff made like a pretty damning comment about Ring of Honor recently, right?
I don't remember. He's often one with damning comments. I lose track of what he's damning this week.
Very true.
Not an insult. I like Eric Bischoff. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Let's just cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's not deal with hyperbole.
Yeah, look at you being very, very hopeful about AEW right now. We saw places.
I don't think it's going to happen. I just feel like them going off the Turner Network is going to be ridiculous.
For who, though? Like, it's not unrealistic, though.
I never said it was. I'm thinking it would be ridiculous for them to be this huge. How long has it been around? 4 years now? Right. It's 5 years of a TV deal, yeah. Again, let's deal with it. Let's deal with it when it comes to it. Let's not stress. Let's not worry about it. It's holidays. I'm turning all negativity off for the next 2 weeks. Enjoying myself. Good luck, AEW.
Good luck, AEW. Yeah. They definitely need some good news right now. They need to turn it around because there's a lot of negativity surrounding AEW. Dude, this is not good for them. Hopefully they do land their feet. If this is true, if the report is true, hopefully they do go to a viable network. Because other than that, like, I think this is going to hurt, and there's going to be a huge ripple effect, as I said, throughout wrestling. Moving on, no putty. Going on to back to WWE, actually, with NXT. So a huge name was backstage. Did you hear about this? WrestlePurist at WrestlePurist, according to sources, CM Punk is backstage at tonight's NXT. He's been hanging out throughout the day and has also been giving talent feedback on matches this evening. That was originally reported by Fightful Select. Good to hear about CM Punk, man. Mm-hmm. You know, taking a locker room leadership role, something you don't quite often hear with him recently. How do you think CM Punk could help with NXT and the talent back there at this stage of the game?
Every way possible. Every check mark that needs to be checked, he'll checks. In-ring work, promos, character development. He has everything. He's a huge asset to NXT. This is a huge one of the positives of him being in the WWE. He has that outlet to train the next generation. Something I think he mentioned, being curious or interested in doing. Now here he is, doing it. We've seen pictures of him training at the Performance Center with these young, we got Cora Jade and Nikita Lyons, Roxanne Perez. It's a huge asset. Huge. Not only is it a huge asset for WWE for multiple reasons, now it's a huge asset for the next generation in NXT. And good on them for doing this, and good on him for willing to do it. That shows his maturity.
Absolutely. I think right now, CM Punk is doing everything possible to show that he's changed, right? With the "I'm home" speech, with the it seems like he has made some amends or made an effort to make amends with people in the back from reports that have been leaked out about this. And now to this, being backstage with, kicking with Shawn Michaels and offering insight and feedback to these up and coming wrestlers. CM Punk, if he wants to live up to the moniker best in the world, and I know to some that's debatable, but this is how you do it. This is how you carry on that legacy all throughout, being the best in the world. Kind of like what Shawn Michaels said, to me, is the best in the world. Ring on a mic, but now to this, leading to the future generation. That's how CM Punk can truly cement himself as best in the world.
You look at Ebenezer Scrooge. 'Tis the season, right? The richest man in the world at the time. What did he do? He hoarded it, but he was still the richest man. But no one cared. Everyone hated him. Until he became the richest man when he saw those ghosts, and now he's happy, joy, love all, we all. That's what CM Punk's doing now. Now he was the best in the world in the ring. Now he's just cementing that legacy as being the best in the world by passing his knowledge on to the next generation and training them in NXT, which I think is awesome. And just shows his different CM Punk we're not used to seeing.
Right.
I like this CM Punk.
Especially this is the biggest way you can offer help here, because a lot of these wrestlers in NXT, they can go in the ring. Mm-hmm. Without a shadow of doubt. They're athletic freaks in there. But CM Punk, he's a natural born talker. And that's kind of been like the knock on some of these NXT people that move up. Like they're not necessarily the best on the mic. Mm-hmm. And he can definitely pull that out of them. That's the best thing he can do with them.
Totally agree. It's so excited now. See what's going on with NXT with him there. Right, so the promos, like you mentioned, it's good for him, man. It's just so excited to see that. I'm just still shocked. I'm not used to the CM Punk. I'm so used to this animosity towards him. The last couple weeks, I'm still like, all right, go CM Punk, go Phil Brooks. And this is how you carry on your legacy, too. You know what I'm saying? Bret Hart was one of those guys who has a solid legacy. Goldberg, great legacy. But then you turn on to the Shawn Michaels, the Triple H's, who are carrying on their tradition, the Dusty Rhodeses, who are passing on their knowledge to the next generation. I'm not saying he's in the same league as Dusty Rhodes yet, baby.
But CM Punk was a big Dusty Rhodes guy, though.
Yeah. So if he can continue teaching the next generation, that's another way he can extend his legacy going forward as the best in the world.
Do you think he's genuinely doing this, or do you think this is something that he feels that he has to do to silence the critics?
I want to say he genuinely wants to do this. But again, I mentioned I heard him say something about training and passing on the next. I forgot when it was. If it was before or after he signed, last couple months have been a blur. But I think genuinely he wants to do this, and I want to believe it's genuine. I want to
believe it's genuine too. Yeah. It's crazy. He's such a polarizing figure. Like you hear half the people say he's the biggest scumbag in the face of the earth. Then you hear the other half saying dude, the guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's weird.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
and you have to understand, these are people's perspectives. So this is their truth that they're talking here. Everyone can have an experience. People could say, Michael J. Putty, I met him once on a bad day. It was a bad day for you, but hey, it was my first time meeting. He was an absolute scumbag.
Yeah, of course.
It could be true for that person.
Celebrities all the time. All the celebrities are a dick, but then, I just had a bad day. So
right. Could have a bad day. And plus, I really feel like the stuff that went on at AEW, I feel like was not all on Punk. Yes, he bears some of that, but it's not all him. I think he's been vilified by a lot of the fans as a villain in this. I think there was no good guy in this, personally. But
no, plus moving on, you have this young guy, I hate to cut you off, and Jack Perry going for advice, and he tells you don't use real glass. And this fucking guy just throws it back in your face. That's disrespectful, especially as a locker room leader, some guy who wants to spread his knowledge to the next generation. Then that blows up, tempers got heated. That's just, again, that's not on him totally. I think it's a whole clusterfuck up situation.
There's a whole clusterfuck stuff. Apparently, the whole London trip was a shit show regarding CM Punk leading up to it. But Moving on here, Putty. Some big injury news here, both in AEW and WWE. Let's start off with AEW. Russell Purist at Russell Purist. Sean Ross Sapp broke the news here. Kenny Omega had been ill throughout the last week. He still did the match with Ethan Page and the promos and sought medical attention after, where he was diagnosed with, here we go. Diverticulitis.
How do you nail it now? Were you like getting hustled? I was biting my lip to correct you. And now you just nail it. Go fuck yourself.
Nailed it. But then in other news here, WrestleOps, breaking news, WWE have officially announced that Charlotte Flair will be out for 9 months after suffering an injury on SmackDown last week, wishing her a safe and speedy recovery. Damn. That is major, Putty. Which one of these injuries here, Putty, do you feel like hurts the promotion the most?
Kenny Omega, hands down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Without...
Because there's also there's no timetable for his comeback with diverticulitis. That's how you pronounce it. That's a bitch.
Brock Lesnar had that.
Yeah, I think that's when he was in UFC. Again, and it ended his UFC career. So yeah, that is again because Charlotte Flair has a knee injury. Charlotte Flair just came back a couple months ago. She just getting her toes wet in a real storyline, and now she's out again. Okay, that sucks. But her spot was already filled with somebody else. So it's going to be sad to see her go. She's the face of that franchise, but she'll be okay. Her spot has already been filled. Come back, do what you got to do. But Kenny Omega, there's no timetable for him to come back. How long do you stretch this out? We're not going to be about Charlotte Flair for 9-10 months. Kenny Omega, we don't know how long he's going to be out. Plus, he's in this storyline. He's the pillar of one of those companies. He was back. He's involved with the whole Don Callis family still, the Golden Jets storyline, going for the tag team titles. That leaves a huge hole on their main storylines, multiple storylines going into these TV rights. That's going to hurt them more.
Yeah, I mean, bad timing. Bad timing for AEW for sure. Again, the hits just keep on coming to them, right? I do feel like with AEW, yes, Kenny Omega is a big figure over there, right? He's an EVP for crying out loud.
That's right.
However, I do think like, there's just so much talent over there in AEW that it's like next man up. I think there are plenty of other wrestlers that could level up. Not to say Kenny Omega is a nobody, but there's just so much star power over there. And not to say WWE Women's Division has a lack of storylines or lack of stars in the women's division. But here's the thing with Charlotte Flair, she came back, as you said, getting her feet wet in the storyline here. We're on the road to WrestleMania. You mean tell me they didn't have some big plans planned for WrestleMania?
Probably did, yeah. Probably with something with Bayley. Right? I'm assuming Bayley or something with Damage Control. Yeah.
I know people are sick and tired of seeing Charlotte Flair in the title hunt, but one would think something with that, maybe something with Bayley, maybe a big time match, a Hell in a Cell match, maybe a match with a returning legend. Who knows? But they definitely had something big in store for Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is the woman's version of Shawn Michaels in a way, a big time match at WrestleMania. So there was definitely something major there, and I feel like as fans we kind of getting robbed of that, unfortunately. And listen, I wish them both a speedy recovery, man. It sucks to see. We saw the knee injury last week on SmackDown; it did not look good. We knew right away that something went wrong. So definitely wishing Charlotte Flair the best, and wishing Kenny Omega the best as well. Listen, I know I've talked trash about EVPs. Being active wrestlers, but hey, he's still a human being. He's still an athlete trying to do something he loves. You don't want to see that, especially this stage in his career. Like you said, Brock Lesnar it ruined his UFC career.
And it's ruining them
what
too.
happens next?
It's not like he got hurt doing something. It's
right.
a disease that got activated. It's like we see a football player go down just by running. Mm-hmm. With non-contact injury, that fucking sucks. This is the equivalent of a non-contact injury in football. And again, there's no timetable for his return. It's just huge blow. Speedy recovery to both of them. And get well soon. Jesus.
Do you think Kenny Omega can come back?
Yes. Again, I'm not the expert of diverticulitis. I know people who do have it. Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar came back. Kenny Omega can come back.
Brock Lesnar was younger, though, than Kenny Omega when he had it, though. Am I correct in saying that?
That I'm not sure what the age range was. I'm not sure.
Kenny Omega is like what? He's got to be 40 something right now. Brock was definitely younger than that. Let me check age real fast. Kenny Omega is 40 years old exactly.
Damn,
that's rough, man. How does it make you feel, man?
Fucking old, dude. I've been dealing with stomach issues for the last 10 years, so I got a leg up on him already. So I do feel a little better about that, but...
So Kenny Omega should hit you up for advice, is what you're saying?
No, because it's something totally different horse in that race. If you want to hit me up at Michael J. Putty. I know people will have it. I can get in contact with people.
Putty knows people.
They're living...
He's got you, Kenny.
They're living fruitful lives, so it's possible. Right. You'll be fine.
You're like Tommy DeVito's agent. I know someone who knows someone. I got you.
That's a joke, right? That's a joke. Yeah. Like, he's a Muppet.
Yeah.
This agent. That was a plant. Like, that wasn't a real agent. Like, you know agents, not sport agent, but like Hollywood agents. That's not how agents act and dress, unless you're like Joey Tribbiani's agent or friends.
I really thought it was a joke, too, until he was interviewing the Pat McAfee show.
It's a joke.
Apparently, he's a real agent.
But is he a real agent? Did he dress up? Was he in costume? Was he playing up to a certain role?
I honestly couldn't tell you, man. I mean, this is an agent who's representing a third string quarterback, undrafted. So,
and as a lifelong wrestling fan, we know how this works. This seems like to be a wrestling mark. It seems like to be a plant. Something's going on here. There's a storyline. There's a payoff here. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either, man. But that's all I have for news. Again, speed recovery to both Kenny Omega and Charlotte Flair. This sucks.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, let's move on to some TV. What's trending this week?
All right, Putty. Dude, Monday Night Raw. Banger of a show. Basically, you had the face-off that everyone's been clamoring to see.
Can we skip
finally
Monday?
Happened.
Can we skip Monday? Monday's a sore subject for me.
Oh, why is that?
Did your team lose a 14-point lead in 3 minutes?
Moving on here, Humble Wrestling at Wrestling Humble. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, they face off with each other. Seth Rollins talked for 5 minutes straight, saying he loves the crowd, the people, the company, and the crowd, still chanting for CM Punk. You know, that paints one narrative, but, you know, I've also heard personally, you know, the Seth Rollins, you know, the music we play, from the fans. So there's a lot of back and forth there, Putty. Who do you think is going to be the heel in this storyline here? CM Punk or Seth Rollins?
Do we need one?
Fair point.
Go on. I think it was just recently we had a storyline that was no heel or face. It was just two of the same characters involved in a heavy, badass storyline. I can't think of what it was offhand. I've been trying to think for the last hour or so. But I think we had a similar conversation off air about this. Who's the heel? It depends on who you're a fan of. If you're one of those people who are singing Seth Rollins' song, CM Punk's the heel. If you're the people chanting CM Punk, Seth Rollins is the heel. If you're a WWE loyalist, CM Punk's the heel. It just depends on your point of view. I don't think there's going to be a solid heel. This match is going to be dueling chants, probably from the same people because they want to get involved in the action. I don't think we need a heel here. Or they're both heels. The glass half full or half empty. Either way, we all win.
This kind of reminds me of Rock and Hulk Hogan, right? When they face off at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And, you know, Hulk Hogan going to the match was the heel, and all of a sudden, midway through.
Remember that? That was insane.
Right?
That was insane.
Everything about that was insane. Like, just the face-off. You know, you see that classic shot between the two.
Yeah.
Then look in the crowd. You hear the fans, the ovation going on, cheering for Hogan. And then just like midway through, man, they swapped roles. It was fantastic. I feel like at some point we're going to see that here. You know, we still have months to build up to this eventual match at WrestleMania. You know, it looks like it's inevitable that this is going to happen at WrestleMania. Somehow, some way, we don't know how it's going to happen. We have theories how it's going to happen, but nonetheless, I feel like something big's going to happen here, man. Like, you know, Seth Rollins painting that picture, like, you know, that he's the face, he's the savior of WWE. You know, he's saving this company from people like CM Punk. But as you said, though, they're diehard CM Punk fans. This could go either way, man.
What were you thinking during this promo?
I think a lot of things. Like, you know, I think like how much truth there is that Seth Rollins is saying for him. Then you come to find out there was no producer for this segment.
Yeah.
Right? So there had to be a layer of truth to it. And I think, like, kudos to both men being the ultimate professionals. There's definitely something there as far as, like, especially more so in Seth Rollins. And I know nothing about CM Punk's end about this. I don't think any of us do. And for all we know, they worked it out in the back, right?
I feel they would have to, yeah. Or
hey, man,
maybe not,
or not, right?
Don't write it down. Let's do it live,
right?
Give me Alabama.
Right. But, like, dude, this is just awesome. It's great for wrestling, man. And, like, I don't necessarily know, like, where else you go from here. Eventually, these two are going to come to blows. I think at some point a definite heel is going to emerge from this. I do think so.
I don't think so. Thank you for the internet wins again, because when I was watching this, I'm like, did I see this already? And thank you to the internet for doing this side-by-side comparison to Hangman Adam Page's promo against Punk, which is basically the same thing.
Very similar.
And you do it side-by-side.
Very
like,
similar.
Okay. It was different, but, like, still hits home. Both promos were awesome. This promo was awesome, and Punk's reaction to it was great, too. Great segment overall. Looking forward to this. Do we not see CM Punk in a ring until Royal Rumble?
No, well, apparently CM Punk is going to be facing Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, but not on TV at MSG at 26th.
Yeah,
on TV, will we not see him
in
the ring?
That'll most likely lead to a TV match.
Okay,
I hope so. It's being so heavily advertised.
I feel like we're going to see CM Punk, 3 times in a ring until WrestleMania? You got to give us him in the ring action on TV. I'm saying you want to put him in TV house shows to get him acclimated and to the WWE style again and with people, but I hope we see him on TV again. I want to see him in the ring doing what he does best.
And by the way, I love that Dominic Mysterio is his first opponent.
It's great, yeah.
For so many reasons.
Nothing to lose.
Like, but then also, like, think about the history. Like, when Dominic Mysterio was a little boy, at CM Punk wished him a happy birthday with their night feud with Rey Mysterio.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Like, that's amazing. So, I mean, you're talking about the internet. Like, those memes are going viral for quite a bit.
Long-term storytelling, my friend. Lost art form.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, it was like, well done. And I feel like Triple H or someone in creative is definitely paying attention to, like, what's going on.
That'd be well done if it translates to TV, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it has to. It definitely has to. Especially, like, again, it's being advertised all across the board that this is the first match. I feel like typically when you see that, it's a house show. Typically, they wind up giving it on Raw or SmackDown. Like, in this case, will be Monday Night Raw. Moving on, though, Putty. Going to NXT, your fave.
Damn right.
Cora Jade was trending all across the board here, man, for multiple reasons. But, going to Wrestle News at Wrestling News Co. Cora Jade has come a long way since the skateboard gimmick. Hashtag WWE NXT. I feel like she definitely has, man. Like, it's like 2 different people, I feel like. How much do you think Cora Jade has improved?
Probably one of the most stupid questions ever asked me. Exponentially. It's night and day. There's so many reasons she's killing it. She had a huge cult following with the Generation of Jade skateboard gimmick thing, and then they turned her heel. And then she had the storyline with Roxanne, then she went away for a while, came back, new and improved. And so far, she's killing it. So far is great. It reminded me of, as you were talking, Bayley. Bayley, the hugger, sweet hugger gimmick. I'm Bayley. Everyone loves me. And then she turned heel and just launched her into a different stratosphere. I think that's what we're seeing with Cora Jade right now. I don't think she's going to be in NXT too long.
No, not at all. She's been ready. Like, there are people that have been, like, that knock the skateboard gimmick. I don't know why, because I feel like she was still good during that run.
No, she was good. It got her over. She was over with that.
She was over with that. Like, there was definitely, she wasn't like a total package here with that. She wasn't necessarily like, main event ready yet there, but you definitely saw a lot to promise. But people are saying like, oh, dude, she can't wrestle, blah, 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 whatever. And I don't understand that. Maybe we're just not watching the same thing. I don't know. But yeah, but now it's like universal, like, this girl is it.
They said the same shit about Mandy Rose, too. What happened to her? When she turned heel, got this badass, sexy gimmick, and then we got better and better. Every match she went in, and then she was champion. The face of that franchise during 2.0.
What is it about being heel, though? Like Drew McIntyre, same thing right now. You can say about Monday Night Raw. Like, Drew McIntyre is probably doing the best work he's ever done, and that's being heel.
Everyone loves to hate. You love to hate the bad guys, and some people like me love the roof of the bad guys. They don't give a shit what they say. They don't appeal to the crowd. They can say whatever. Look at Christian. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Being a heel is better and awesome. And I mentioned it a couple months ago. I forgot who it was. It might have been her. I meant to say it as a stupid, like, one of those stupid things I always say, that she looks sexier as a bad guy, as a heel.
But that's a weird thing, though.
No, it's just because look at Manny Rose. Look at Drew McIntyre. He's much sexier now as a bad guy. I'm not saying and I'm not saying that to be. I said that back then to be a perv. I'm not saying it now because it's just when you have the confidence. When you portray yourself as a sexy character like Drew McIntyre, like Cora Jade is, the confidence oozes out more.
No, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Confidence, yeah.
I'm trying to be serious now. I'm not. It's the confidence is there. You keep that badass, sexy villain, and like the crowd's gonna hate you, and you're like, I don't give a shit what you think. My shit don't stink. It equates.
I guess that's the thing. Like, I guess people like the bad boy, the bad girl, huh?
Yeah. And again, it's the confidence oozes out more on a heel than it does in a face. You see faces, but the confidence, to me, I hit more with bad people, heels.
It's funny, like, as a performer, right?
Okay.
Especially in the wrestling world, like I love being the villain. I love being a heel.
Comes naturally.
I mean, it's just so opposite of who I am in real life. And like it just brings like real joy. Like where else is it like acceptable to be booed? And that's a good thing. Exactly. It's fun, but like for me, like being a face it's really challenging. Like I can play a good guy in movies, TV, no problem. I've done commercial work, so obviously I have to be a good guy in that. But wrestling, it's challenging. I guess maybe because I'm a manager. But wrestlers, I see like not everyone can knock it out of the park being a face. It seems like a lot of people get more joy being a heel. But I feel like Cora Jade, her face work doesn't necessarily get enough credit because I feel like she did a very good job as face. And I feel like that's going back to the main point here. Cora Jade, I think, yes, she's going to the main roster very soon because honestly, yes, like I think a lot of people are gravitating towards a heel work right now because I guess being a heel is sexy, as you said. But she can do both. And to me, if you can do both effectively, then you have major star power.
Go back to CM Punk for a second. See the video of NXT Deadline, her interviewing Cora Jade? Just going back to him. And that was a huge moment for her, too, because you go back to the video of her as a kid.
She kind of broke.
There was a full circle moment there. And let's see more of that going forward. Cora Jade, man, killing it.
Yeah, man, I definitely can't wait to see. Royal Rumble, what do you think?
Easily.
Definitely hope so.
Especially there's an open slot with Charlotte Flair missing. Who's going to fill that spot?
Right.
So I think it's going to be, going to be Cora Jade. Will she stick around? I don't know, but she'll definitely be in the Rumble.
But you know what, though? I mean, we had a similar conversation not too long ago about Tiffany Stratton and what's going on with her.
She'll be in the Rumble? Easily.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Because I feel like she was ready to go, and so far, no signs of her moving up yet. But moving on, though, Putty.
We talked about the last couple of years. They've had a hard time filling 30 women to Rumble. That's why they go back to the legends. But you can't bring the same legends back year in and year out. You need new faces. The more time, the longer this goes on, the more NXT faces will come up. I think Tiffany will be there. Cora will be there. A couple of people will be there.
Looking forward to that. Always my favorite event. Moving on to SmackDown, Putty. Big return tonight on SmackDown. AJ Styles is back. It's going to V. at Hang 'Em High. Man, these names are getting weirder and weirder. Anywho, I have a feeling it's going to be a fatal four-way at the Rumble. Hashtag SmackDown, all caps. Lots of excitement there all throughout the wrestling community about AJ Styles being back. What do you think, buddy? Do you think this is going to be a fatal four-way for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think if SmackDown ended 30 seconds earlier, it would have been. But the way it ended, I think we're going to see AJ Styles versus LA Knight. Yeah. At the Rumble.
Why did that happen? I thought that was so random.
Very random. And we'll have to tune in next Friday, see what happens next. But I thought it was great because now it keeps... there was some backlash about LA Knight not being in the main event picture or the Royal Rumble. But here you are. It keeps him out of the main event picture for a couple months with his feud with AJ Styles. Going back to our conversation a week or two ago, it gives AJ Styles a meaningful feud with LA Knight. That should be great. For AJ Styles as a heel, going back to our just conversation with much sexier. Dressed in all in black. Sign me up.
By the way, can we just say AJ Styles jacked?
Oh my God, where did he come from?
What the hell?
Not only is TNA back, teenage AJ Styles is back, jacked as fuck.
What's with all these guys like taking some time off, just going out jacked, whatever, especially in their 40s? Randy Orton look bigger than Roman Reigns. Why don't you talk about that for a second?
I want to mention that too. That's the first time I've noticed Roman Reigns look small.
I was, what the fuck?
And I'm watching that. I'm like, wow, I've never even noticed this before, that how small he is compared to his opponent. And he dwarfed him. And that's exaggeration, but he towered over him. Yeah, I've never seen Roman Reigns look smaller than somebody else.
Towered over him and just like
outjacked him. Yeah.
Oh my Lord. And then you see AJ Styles jacked.
So I don't want to see a 4-way.
Wow.
I would want to see Roman Reigns as Randy Orton 1-on-1. I don't remember
I
the
want
last
to
time
see
we've seen
that
that. If we haven't seen it with this Roman Reigns. Now let's see.
Not with this version of what's going on. We haven't seen this type of storyline.
And I hate to say it at this point, but it's another great test for LA Knight going against AJ Styles in a high-profile match.
How so? What do you mean? Because he already had the biggest test of all against Roman Reigns. Like how is this?
What other rivalries or tests has he had before that? Meaningful. Bray Wyatt. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Without us knowing he's going to lose, because we knew he was going to lose against Roman Reigns. Here's it now. We're entering into a feud. We don't know it's going to happen. And hopefully it's going to be more than one off. Maybe a match at Perth, Australia for Elimination Chamber. So this is, I think this is a real big test, a long-term, solid storyline for him on the main event roster, his first.
Or because then what's the point of AJ Styles attacking Roman Reigns? You know, I feel like it might be setting up for a fatal 4-way, and you might get the 1-on-1 with Randy and Roman maybe at Elimination Chamber.
Maybe,
you know, like because Roman Reigns hasn't defended it yet in a fatal 4-way, has he not?
No, he's not.
So that could be a different type of challenge for him.
Yep, sky's the limit, man. I think a fatal 4 would be a great way for him to lose it, but he's not going to lose it.
No, but it does make you question it though. Because, like, you know, what was the point of Michael Cole? I believe it was Michael Cole saying about, like, you know, the Bloodline has made a lot of enemies over the years. You know, you see these 3-man standing tall looking down at Roman Reigns from the ring. That was about to be the closing shot until AJ Styles did what he did.
Again, 30 seconds earlier, great storytelling. Yes, they put him out of action. AJ Styles has a vendetta against the Bloodline, much as Roman Reigns does, LA Knight does. But what's the beef to him and LA Knight? I don't know. We don't know that. So that has to branch off into its own separate. Like, why? What's why? What's going on here?
Had they had any? I don't remember them having any encounters.
I don't believe so.
Right?
No.
I don't know.
New fresh matchup. Excited.
So that's what you think it's going to be. Which one do you want it to be?
I want it to be single versus single. Roman Reigns.
You want it to
Randy
be
Orton, LA Knight, AJ Styles. Get to see what they both can do. I'll see those one-on-one matchups on a prominent PLE and see what they can do. I think Fatal 4 will be a cluster. No one can really shine, or they take turns shining here, one-on-one, solid 20-something minutes. Boom.
I can't remember the last time I saw like a solid Fatal 4-way.
Yeah, neither can I.
There have been
plenty
ones before.
Plenty.
Yeah.
I just can't recall one offhand. I don't have that memory of.
Like, as far as recent memory goes. But I think either one would be a great way to go. Like, I do agree. I would want to see Roman versus Randy 1-on-1, but I want to see Randy win. That's the thing of that. You know, I feel like at least if there's a Fatal 4-way, it kind of excuses the fact of Randy not winning because Randy doesn't take the pin.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to take the pin there. And it still sets up for a further storyline there with Randy and Roman. And hell, if Cody winds up beating Roman at WrestleMania, that could lead to Randy turning heel. Like, I was the one that wanted to do this. It was supposed to be me. You know, so I think there's a lot there. That's why I feel like maybe Fatal 4-way might be the way to go.
Maybe. But either way, we win. I think either match is going to be great.
Oh, absolutely. I think Royal Rumble's going to be fucking awesome. But, buddy, that's all I have for TV, my man.
All right, Marcos, let's wrap things up here. Let's some go-home thoughts, if you don't mind me cutting the line here. Do you hear about the big news this week? Shohei Ohtani? You know who that is? And you're not a baseball guy. You know who that is?
Yeah, dude, that's a weird contract.
Very weird.
At first, it was like a huge contract. It was, oh, shit, but then you find out the details, like, what?
$700 million for 10 years, but it's only 2 years, $2 million a year for the first 10, and then it's 600 something for the next, whatever it is. Like, okay. But Shohei Ohtani is a great player because he's both good as a batter and a pitcher, which is very rare these days. Very, extremely rare for decades and decades for somebody to be good at both, pitching and hitting. Seth Meyers put out a quote from his friend. I forgot the name of the friend. I cut off my screenshot, so I apologize. Andre Brower was basically the Shohei Ohtani of TV. Nobody had any business being that thunderously good at both drama and comedy, and yet there he was. Damn it. No disrespect to you, my friend. One of my favorite actors, one of my favorite moments of it as a kid was staying up late on Friday nights to watch Homicide Life on the Streets, one of my favorite TV shows. And why is it not anywhere streaming so I can watch it again? Any show I want to watch is on streaming.
It's gotta soon.
No, it's nowhere. I mean, maybe soon now, but
yeah.
Then it called Captain Holt on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I only saw the first half of that series. But what a fucking, one of my favorite, anytime I saw him in a TV show or movie, it was like fucking must see, man. God bless him. Great career. I'm sure he had more to expunge than that as an actor. You might see his career more different perspective than I did. But man, what a fucking loss. One of my favorite actors. Rest in peace, buddy. Thanks for everything.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like
I love that analogy between him and Shohei Tani, by the way. His drama and comedy is great.
That's very well said, and it's so true. The dude's range was incredible, and all around from what I hear, I never got a chance to work with him, but from what I hear, very, very nice man. Sad dude. That hit me as well. Seeing the news, I was like, "Fuck,
lung cancer." Ugh.
Yeah, that's a bitch, dude.
Smoking's bad, okay? You shouldn't smoke. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I ain't going thoughts for you.
Well, dude, I don't know where to go from there.
You follow that.
How do I follow that?
American Horror Story, right? Episode
American Horror Stories. Yeah, that was in it. No, dude. Hey, listen, it's our last show of the year. Glad to be doing this for how long now? Have I been doing this?
I don't know. Too long.
Yeah, I don't know. But
the show started in 2016. Abel's son is 5? So you came around 2001? No.
2001? No.
Because before the pandemic, you're coming here every week. The good old days of you being here live in studio like Ed Japan was for episode 10 of A Shot of BCW. Listen to that between episode 344 and this one, 345. Go back and listen to it. It re-encapsulated Nightmare at the Mecca for BCW. Great show. And previewed Welcome to the New Year, January 20th, Rachel Park, New Jersey. Tickets available now.
And you're also going to have the BCW Awards.
Yes.
That's pretty major. First ever.
Yeah.
Good job, wrestling. Dude, doing big things, man. We've done a lot of cool things this past year, man. Like becoming the official podcast for BCW, transitioning
which
to...
we were for the last 7 years.
Yeah, but now it's like the official. Like it's now like
splitting straws, yeah.
We're in it. To transition to video on YouTube, getting some great play on there. Dude, looking forward to see what's next for us in 2024. Like how else we can continue to grow.
Do you have a favorite moment from this year? Show-wise? Or
show-wise?
BCW-wise?
BCW-wise, I mean, Vicky winning the BCW Women's Championship was very big. Very big moment for us. No, listen, this is wrestling. It's business. Ruthless Lotto would have done the same thing. She's admitted that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When it comes to the BCW Championship, when it comes to any championship, friendship takes a pause. You got to go for what's yours. And Vicious Vicky did just that.
I'm still waiting for my answer about what's going on with Vicky, but you're not giving me one. Every time I ask you, you zone out. So I'm not going to ask you because the show's almost over.
I don't want to. Let's not go there. We don't talk about that.
Exactly. That's the problem. We're not talking about it. Good.
I'm not authorized to talk about anything. I don't want to know anything.
Aren't you a management?
No.
Weren't you doing commercials or something like that? And then all of a sudden she turns into the devil character, and now, whatever. Now we're losing you. I see the glare in your eyes. You're fading. Hello? Did you freeze?
Whoa. Anywho, I'm Mark Schwann. You can find me, your favorite actor. All my social media links are in there. What were you saying?
Nothing.
Anywho.
Talk about my favorite moment. That's right. You didn't ask me. I'll go fuck myself. So for Mark Schwann, I've been your host for the last 12 months of 2023 at Moxie Party. See you in 2024. Party out.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.